Away from the central bank this evening, 100,000 to 150,000 jobs are expected to be created by the end of 2025. And that's according to the Minister for Youth Development and Employment, George Opariado, and he disclosed this at Government Accountability Series. Let's analyze this. Joining us via Zoom is Sheriff Gali, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs. Sheriff, thank you so much and good to see you. Now, how feasible is this projection by the Minister?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. If you look at what the Minister said about creating of jobs using the National Youth Authority, the NEIP and that of YU, it looks more feasible. However, my problem has always been the time of releasing support. Because if you've been following this current government and some of the flagship programs like Ejumawura, like the National Apprenticeship Program, they were all launched in the early days of this year. And up till now, we only heard that monies has been released for the implementation of this program just some few weeks ago. And you would realize that, for example, Ejumawura is supposed to train 10,000 youth and give some sort of funding to 2,000 out of this 10,000. And that is for this year. If you want to train 10,000 and you are starting now, you look at the timing that it will not be so efficient. And so you may not be able to do the needed number. The same thing happens to the National Apprenticeship Program. If you look at the target number and when it's all rolling up, it doesn't look like this year we may achieve that target. But let's hope and see, because these are very good programs that for me, I support. We'll follow together with all of you to see whether we really will do the numbers we are talking about. And this time around, we are saying that just don't come and mention numbers. We are going to really follow through and ensure that we are able to collectively deliver the numbers we are mentioning. But it's something we can really achieve. Just that going forward, the central government, especially the Ministry of Finance, should be more adept in releasing funding for such flagship program. It has always been a big issue when it comes to youth. We promise the youth flagship programs, but we delay releasing funding and sometimes even under finance most of the agencies that are serving youth.
We ensured well that youth-led initiatives birth unicorns or scalable companies, really. So
we have to be a bit more deliberate and stop spreading our meager resources on every youth. You see, one thing I like about the Ejumawura, if only we are going to implement it like that, is that we want to train 10,000 youth on entrepreneurship. Every year, 10,000 youth. We are not going to give the funding or the grant to all 10,000. You have only 100 million for this project, according to this government. And so I'm happy when I heard that we're going to train 10,000 and only give 2,000. Even for me, I think the 2,000 is way too big. Because how much are you going to use to train this youth out of the 100 million? And how much are you to even give to this business? So if we are serious as a state about birthing unicorns from youth-owned enterprises, then we need to be deliberate and focus investment. So we pick few young businesses that are doing well with real business. I'm not talking about the overnight entrepreneurs and all of those businesses of you that are doing well, and categorically invest in them. Becoming a unicorn is not just a one-day thing. It has to be deliberate. You need a lot of funding to make sure a company that is just a small business become a unicorn, like the Meta company, which is now a unicorn, and the rest. How do we get a young business in Ghana to become like that? That means that we need to be a bit more deliberate. So sometimes you have meager resources. You want to do a lot of numbers because of political advantage, and that bigger issue. So let us focus. It's not about the numbers. It's about the impact we are creating. Even if it is 5 companies, focus and build. And that is one of the surest way we can get unicorns out of the Ghanaian youth.
Chief Executive of the Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, Sheriff Gali, thank you so much for joining us here on Prime Business. Grateful.